And here we go, game number 4, Elevate, back against the wall now. After a strong performance from Looney, Envy has the advantage going into Compound Hardpoint, but this is a map where your SMGs can shine. I'm looking for Slack to have a big game if Elevate wants to force a final S&D.
You know, I saw Slack tweet after that game number 1, his headset broke.
Whoops.
Big game, and he said that's the reason Envy won that first hardpoint. We'll see if that's apparently an excuse in this game number 4. Envy 1 game away from closing this one out. A big matchup in this Pool D to see really who will finish on top. Off the start of this one, I'm hopping on board right away with Saints. The guy who we mentioned prior to the series starting up is going to be a big key to victory for Elevate. Has been so back and forth so far, very inconsistent. Off the start here on Compound, he's going to hop right inside that hardpoint.
And here we go. Off the break, Saints on screen, opening up with a 2-piece. That's how you got to start if you're Elevate. Get a little bit of confidence in your first 15 seconds. Octane with the ball, definitely going to be the key player for locking down these first 2 hills for Elevate.
Yeah, right now Slack trying to stay alive inside the hard point, gets melted quite quickly by Jerd. 4 players up on either side. TJ rotating from the bottom cut area. Looney picks up 2 of his own. Looney continuing to stay hot right now. And really, JCap was someone who we mentioned earlier on in this series. How will he perform in this respawn game mode? That's still a big question for me. Will he remain consistent for this squad? Right now, though, looking a little shaky late night here on Friday. Off the start of this one, though, it's Elevate narrowly in the lead, but the early rotation to this next hard point looks like it's going to be in favor of Envy.
Looking at these spawns, pretty solid opening off the break from Elevate, but Envy starting to get into the right positions. You see Jerd rotating through, finding 2, looking for the 3rd, not going to land it. Looney's been scoring, though. Elevate's 10-point advantage now starting to disappear. Envy's going to retake the lead here. Looney still hasn't seen any issues. Great protection up to this point, but finally Saints is able to break past 2. Can he get Looney out of the hill? It looks like they will. Envy, though, set up still to score. They got 3 players all around the hard point, and they constantly have reinforcements pushing up further and further.
I like this play from Envy. They know exactly where the push is coming from. Unfortunately for them, though, they do lose those first few gunfights. Octane picking up 2 kills there. He's on a 3 streak now, 7 and 5. He'll hop back inside the hard point. Very well-rounded effort so far from the boys of Elevate. Really, both teams trying to step up, but Jerd, who had a frustrating game 1, is already off to a slow start in game number 4.
Nades going out, not gonna land. Jerd, of course, knows this is where he can pick up a huge chunk of time, a 1-point difference in your score. Envy starting to pull away once again. You see they just lost their protection over at the red crate, though. Jerd's got to win this one-on-one, and that's a big fight for Saints. Looney gets in there, but Octane answers back now. So back and forth trades. This battle is going to continue to go down until one team establishes the better spawn control, and it looks like Looney trying to do exactly that.
Looney stunned right now, picks up 1 kill on TJ, gonna challenge Octane in scrap. He's not able to pick up that kill. Slack staying alive inside the hard point with a 2-piece of his own. Now on a 4 streak, and honestly, this is one that I've always said, Slack plays this hill so well. You can see, earlier Jerd was much more in favor of peeking. There, as Slack peaks, he dies to a nade. If he stayed in that dark corner, he would have been full health. He would have easily stayed alive. Thankfully for him, the rest of his team is there to support him. They're gonna rotate towards this 4th hard point. The lead still in favor, though, of Elevate. They're up by about 30 seconds.
This map is just so chaotic at times, but
yeah.
Pretty nice job by Elevate. Staying calm, even though Envy had initial control. They pushed as a team. Big kills came in from Slack, and they were able to milk the final seconds. You look at your setup now on the minimap. Envy, a bit of a split spawn. You got Looney on the right side. Everyone else going to be pushing up from the flank. Saints and Octane inside waiting for the push, and a nice job so far from Octane to shut that down.
Now, I'm going to talk quickly because Envy and Elevate both had very similar setups there. Envy had their players inside the hard point. The push came in from Elevate. Elevate timed their stuns and flooded as 4 at the exact same moment and broke it instantly. Then, as Envy spawned back up to try to match them, they tossed some stuns in, but then they funneled through that area 1 by 1. Elevate easily cut them down. That's why they're still in control of the hard point. They're going to be up by about 40 seconds as we head to the final hill of the first rotation.
Minute still to go before that rotates back to the center, and you're going to take a look at JCap for the moment. Working with Goon. Goon just got dropped. He knows the pressure's coming. Semtexes go out, no hit markers, but he's going to be tagged up with one landing at his feet. JCap survives and picks up a big kill. Spots a second, and I feel like JCap starting to wake up once again. Earlier he was challenging everything. Now playing for his life a little bit more, and it's paying off. But on the other side, he is going to just get picked off the head glitch. Elevate Saints is the one doing the damage. He broke in, slacked, and now scoring once again.
I really like this positioning from Goonjar. He's going to catch Octane off guard, but, well, you missed almost every other shot you took. That's a big slip up right there, because the player inside the hard point thought that that area was covered. He then got shot in the back. The scrap time, which is almost 18 seconds, is now going to go in favor of Elevate, and really what should have been a tied game going into the half is going to be about a 35-point lead in favor of Elevate.
Saints and Octane combining for positive 14. You got TJ and Slack sitting at even, so definitely a slaying battle being won by this Elevate squad. You look at Envy, again Looney, another pretty strong game. JCap, really rough start, and Jerd has been almost non-existent in the SMG game.
Yeah.
Been pretty quiet here on the main stage tonight. What are you seeing going wrong for Jerd?
Well, you know, you asked me earlier, what role has really impressed you so far from Envy? I said the subs were playing very well earlier on in the day. Right now, they've slowed down. Jerd, they just know what to expect from him. None of his like crazy aggression is catching them off guard. Saints has been playing just as hyper-aggressive himself. It seems like he's always getting in the face of Envy, even when he doesn't need to, even when he can play a little bit more passively. And it's paying off right now, 23 and 15. He's just really outperforming Jerd in a very similar role.
Definitely a lot of peaks and valleys in these players' games, and it looks like Saints back at his peak, hitting almost every bullet. Octane, plus 10 now, continues to improve his stat line. He's gonna set up to protect. Meanwhile, it looks like JCap is gonna be the one for Envy holding onto the hill. That didn't last long. Elevate right back in as they continue to pull away. 3:43 still to go. Elevate trying to force this game 5.
This is an example where Slack isn't putting up massive numbers, but the 2 kills he just got swung the game around 20 seconds back in his team's favor. Knew exactly when to challenge from that top double jump area on that L wall, able to break it for his team. Now Octane trying to stay alive. Looney's gonna help clean him up with the help of Goonjar. So 50-second game, this scrap time would be very big for Envy in regards to trying to come back in this game.
No one from Envy positive outside of Looney at this point.
Okay, Jerd,
he is barely positive. Everything going wrong for the boys in blue at this point. 3 minutes left though, they can still turn around. They have the money hills coming up. Elevate's gonna be late. Envy set up first. Can they hold here, Jack?
This is gonna be big. JCap already pushing towards that back trailer. Slack gets the better of him. Who's this flanking through scrap? That was TJ, who's picked up by Goonjar. Heads up play from him, but now multiple players pushing in from Elevate. Here comes Saints, trying to help his team break through. That's a team kill coming out of TJ. Envy picks up 2 more. TJ lasts alive. He falls to JCap. 15 seconds going in favor of Envy. They're now down by just 35.
Be doing a nice job holding.
Oh, there's the break they needed. There it is.
In there with Jerd. Both are gonna fall. It is slacked again. We said he needs to have a big game. Big plays coming in there, but Octane, every single time I look down, he is going more and more positive. When he comes off the respawn, would love to see what this man is doing for his squad. Of course, the next hill coming up in 15 seconds should seal the deal unless Envy can get all 60.
Goonjar swapped over to that sub for a second to try to help the hill pressure. Envy now going to begin to rotate towards this 4th hard point, and look at the arrows on the minimap. 4 red arrows inside this hill. They're fully set up for it. Elevate do not want to let any of this time go over to Envy, but when Goonjar's picking up kills like that with the AR at close range, Envy's going to give them a good run for their money. JCap again. And look, and right now, Elevate, earlier on, they did a perfect job of waiting for each other to spawn and breaking this hard point. Now they're flooding in 1 by 1. The trade's continuing to go in Envy's favor. Now just a 20-second lead. 2 players hop in. JCap finally falls. It looks like Elevate should get the break they needed. And, well, no, they body stacked and Looney got them both.
Looney is gonna pick up 2, and that is gonna keep his teammates in it. 20-point difference.
I don't like
minute 15 still to go. Elevate, sloppy play in your final 2 minutes. Their lead, though, holding strong so far. And we're about to move to the final hard point. Keep your eyes on the mini-map. After these battles go down, it's all coming down to this final hill.
This kill on the player sitting in the back caution area, Octane, but he needs to die if Envy want any chance here. Immediately melts Jerd with the help of Slack. He kills him, but JCap heads up play. The veteran knows exactly where to expect Octane. You already know when Octane was on that team, he played the same position for Envy. JCap spots it out. Early control going over to Elevate, and Saints with the flank. That might have just done it for his team. One final break opportunity coming in for Envy. They've now begun to flood the hill. One player alive, he's gonna fall. Elevate, clutch up in the final moments. They're gonna take the hard point, and Chris, we're going to a game 5.
Why not, Jack? Let's stay here as long as we can tonight. Lots of awesome Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Since the very beginning when we saw Optic Gaming go to game 5 against Infused, we're gonna close it out now. Elevate and Envy. And the map, Solar, S&D on its way. But first, we gotta take a look at some of the numbers here from game number 4. Octane drops the 40 bomb, leading the squad with the bell. Never looked back, always winning those crucial fights and transitions. And you look at the SMGs from Envy. Really weak stuff coming in from JCap and Jerd.
Yep, non-factors to say the least. Octane cut him down throughout that whole game. Heads up play from him, 40 and 28. They're able to narrowly take down Envy. And really there was a few situations where Envy definitely could have mounted a comeback, but some shaky decisions, some kills that really didn't go in their favor. Goonjar missed a big one in that first rotation that cost Envy a lot of time. Game 4 going over to Elevate. Game 5 coming up next. Do not go anywhere when we come back. The final map of the night.